Listen, if you can't stay out of trouble, then don't expect anybody loyalty because, it makes no sense for a person to sit up there and constantly, get locked up, violate their parole, do whatever they want to do, but they can't stay loyal. But then when they get locked up or anything like that, don't you ever notice they want your divine loyalty? They want you not to mess with no one, or sometimes not even go to family gatherings or have a girls' night or have a boys not out or whatever. They don't want you to have any fun because they cannot have any fun. And it doesn't matter like if they're in there for 30 days or 30 years. They don't want you to be with no one but them because they put themselves in that position. So that's why I say, do not sit up there and want loyalty if you can't stay out of trouble. I mean, they always say, hey, listen, you supposed to be my ride or die, right? Goodness gracious, die? I mean, ride and die? I mean, I'm just trying to understand because the only person that died for me was Jesus. So I'm just trying to understand, how does that logic come like about in this world? I'm not, I know it came from a song, but I'm just saying. I mean, it just makes no sense to me. So if you really think about it, if you was to be locked up all the time, or you was to go to jail, or prison, or violate your parole constantly or whatever, whatnot, think about it. Would they be there for you? Would they ride or die for you? Would they have some loyalty towards you? Um, I'm guessing no, but you got some of them that actually will. And if you have someone like that, by all means, go ahead. But I wouldn't want to be with a criminal. But however, I do understand people got different takes and people got different tastes and preferences. But I'm not saying a person is just sitting out there just thinking like, I'm gonna go get me a criminal today. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that sometimes people can fool you and they could turn around and start off all good and all fancy and just a good person, and then boom, it could take months, and sometimes people can hide on the mask like what, years, and you be sitting up there like, no, he was or she was never like that. I mean, but actually they really was. And then I'll tell you another thing, right? Like when they get off parole, let's just say they make it off parole, and let's just say you met them while they were on parole, right? And then they get off parole. Don't you ever notice they just change differently? They just start talking differently, start acting differently towards you. Just, but guess what? That was the real them. It was just a show to get off parole, to get the chains off of them so they can go do whatever they want to do. So don't believe the hype when people say they're on parole and everybody changes on that. But a lot of people do not stay the same when they get off of parole. Now, like I said, you got some people out there that actually, do good. They change their life around. They'll never get into no more problems or no more troubles. I mean, they become productive, get jobs. I mean, you got people out there that actually really do that. But you got like maybe like about 85, 90% people that do not do that. I mean, I'm just saying, I mean, if you got a person that, constantly stay in trouble and want loyalty, then you got to start thinking like, wait a minute, I'm not going to be loyal to someone who's constantly staying in trouble. It comes a time as you get older, you want more for yourself. You want to be able to build. You want to be able to be with somebody consistently and not always paying for them high phone calls. Don't you notice like them phone calls is they expensive? It's like the person that's out free is in jail or prison with them. I mean, commissary. Now they got what packages? Those are expensive. And then you like, goodness gracious. And then don't you notice they always run out of stuff all the time because they be in there sharing. They in there sharing all their stuff. And then people gotta constantly give them money. And they always broke. Most of them. A lot of them sometimes they don't be broke, but they still hustle. They still do. And it's been times where I just seen people, where I have a family member, whereas, you know, she was writing him for 3 years, and then all of a sudden, boom, he get out, he come to her house, he's fine and dandy, and then um, she didn't know that he gave her letters to another inmate. So he ghosted her and everything. He ghosted her and left her after she bought clothes and everything when he got out. And she had other inmates calling her for years before actually she had to change her phone number and and all that, and had to call the prison and tell them that it was inmates passing her number and all this stuff. It was just a big mess. I'm not saying everyone is like that, but I'm just saying watch out for people in there that run games, because also I've seen myself talking to other people. They say, hey, listen, they'll write the same letter to like 10 to 15 different people. So I'm just saying, I mean, it's a game to be hustled on the men and women's side. It's just not one particular side. I'm just saying, you got to just be careful, because a lot of times they just playing games. I know people that heard of certain shows or whatever, whatnot, you know, when they get out of prison, they don't act right. I mean, a lot of them just don't act right. And I think when my children, when they were like in middle school and everything, and I asked them, have any of the fathers, came to the schools or anything like that? And they were like, Mom, everybody in my class, dad is either dead or locked up. And I'm like, whoa. And keep in mind, they're close to 30 now. So it's like, wow, like, whoa, it blew my mind. It literally blew my mind. Like I said, it's a lot of good people out there. It's a lot of good fathers and mothers out there. I'm just saying, you know, don't be with someone who just stay in trouble and want your loyalty, because I promise you, they will not be loyal to you if you stayed in trouble. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up, and I hope this reaches someone and touches someone. Please like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys the next time. All right, bye.